In the early 1990s, Somalia was collapsing. Famine and civil war gripped the nation, claiming the lives of more than 300,000 civilians. AS order disappeared. The United Nations launched one of its largest peacekeeping missions, hoping to stabilize the country and deliver humanitarian aid. But by 1993, most peacekeepers had withdrawn. Power quickly shifted to armed militias. The center of the chaos stood a ruthless warlord, Mohamed Farrah Aidid, who declared himself president of Somalia and openly defied international forces. In response, the United States deployed elite units to Mogadishu Army Rangers, Delta Force operators, and the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, the Night Stalkers. Their mission was clear: capture Aidid and dismantle his command structure. The first success came quickly. Rangers and Delta operators captured Osman Ali Atto, a key arms dealer supplying Aidid's militia, shortly afterward. Intelligence revealed the location of two of Aidid's top advisors, Omar Salad Elmi and Abdi Hassan Awali Kibdayad. A daytime raid was planned. The task force launched with confidence. Composed of experienced veterans and new recruits alike, Delta Force operators fast roped into the objective building and successfully secured the targets. But outside, everything began to unravel. Somali militia forces flooded the streets. Ground convoys came under intense small arms and rocket fire during insertion. Staff Sergeant Matt Eversman's Chalk 4 was mistakenly dropped several blocks away moments later. Private Todd Blackburn fell from a hovering Black Hawk helicopter, suffering critical injuries. A Ranger convoy led by Sergeant Jeff Strucker broke away to evacuate Blackburn to the UN-held Mogadishu airfield. As the convoy moved out, Sergeant Dominic Pillar was shot and killed, becoming the first American fatality of the battle. Then, disaster struck. A Black Hawk helicopter, Super 61, piloted by Chief Warrant Officer Cliff Walcott, was hit by a rocket-propelled grenade. The aircraft spiraled into the city and crashed deep inside hostile territory. Walcott and his co-pilot were killed on impact ground. Forces were immediately redirected to secure the crash site, but Somali fighters erected roadblocks, trapping Lieutenant Colonel Dan Knight's convoy in a maze of hostile streets. Despite heavy fire, Rangers established a defensive perimeter around the wreckage of Super 6-1. As night fell, a second Black Hawk, Super 64, piloted by Chief Warrant Officer Michael Durant, was also struck by an RPG and crashed several blocks away. No ground forces could reach the second crash site. Realizing Durant was still alive, two Delta Force snipers, Sergeant First Class Randy Shughart and Master Sergeant Gary Gordon, volunteered to be inserted against overwhelming odds. They defended the downed pilot with extraordinary courage, outnumbered and surrounded. Shughart and Gordon fought until they were killed. Michael Durant was captured by Aidid's forces throughout the night. Somali militia launched wave after wave of attacks on the trapped Americans. Only constant gun runs by AH-6 Little Bird helicopters kept the perimeter from collapsing. Finally, as dawn approached, relief forces from the 10th Mountain Division, supported by Malaysian and Pakistani armored units, fought their way into the city. The wounded and fallen were evacuated under fire when space in the vehicles ran out. A small group of Rangers and Delta operators were forced to run on foot through hostile streets, a retreat, later known as the Mogadishu Mile. The battle was over. 19. American soldiers were dead, more than 1,000. Somalis had been killed. Michael Durant was released after 11 days in captivity for their heroic sacrifice. Randy Shughart and Gary Gordon were posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor, the first since the Vietnam War. 3 years later, in 1996. Mohamed Farrah Aidid was killed during fighting with a rival clan. What began as a humanitarian mission had become one of the most intense urban battles in modern American military history. This was the Battle of Mogadishu.